Hello class, and welcome to my video lecture on food maps. Your assignment this week is to create something that I'm calling a food map. Essentially, it is a mind map that visually displays your autobiographical, cultural, and emotional connections to cooking and food. A mind map is a visual representation of how ideas or concepts are related in your head. It creates a map of your thoughts, hence the name mind map. I included a link in the lesson plan on the Canvas module for you to check out more about mind maps. And of course, you can always Google it to learn more about them as well. So, mind maps are a great tool for writers because they allow you to brainstorm and visually take in all of your ideas and connections surrounding a particular subject. I usually always make a mind map before I write pretty much anything. So, let me show you some of the examples that I made. So here's one of my examples of how to create these mind maps regarding food. So I started with the word food in the middle, and then I branched off in several different directions. I tried to access how I felt about food, certain foods, the emotions that came up, how it affected me culturally and autobiographically. So starting off here with my heritage, I am from Iowa, obviously, and there's lots of things that are related to food in Iowa. We try to say here that we feed America, we feed the world with our crops. Corn obviously is very important. We have a lot of livestock, and closest to where I live, the Amana colonies have German food, and I have some German background, so we go there a lot. And our farmers markets are incredible. When we go out of town and travel, we go to other farmers markets in other states, and they're just not as good. Growing up, so here's the autobiographical side. You can see some of the things that affected me food-wise growing up about having to eat a lot of split pea soup and eating a lot of hot dish and casseroles. Family over here, how my dad was the weekend cook, and holidays we have lots of food. There's a whole story behind my cousin-in-law's sweet potato fluff that I ended up writing an essay about. So, you know, inspiration can come from wherever. Cooking's a big part of my life, trying new things, and then going into my feelings, you know, I have a lot of emotions connected with food, like safety and security, obviously related to family. You know, eating is an activity that we always did together. But there's also the guilt that I think a lot of women have from eating in general, having to do with calories and trying to lose weight, on and so forth. So right here, I already have a ton of different things that I could choose to write about based on my mind map here. Another option for a food map is to actually make a literal map, as in a geographical map, because a lot of our identities, our cultures, our autobiographies, they're tied up in where we live, and our culture surrounding food can really be impacted by our location. So this is a little bit smaller and harder to see, but I drew some different things on there where I had, you know, the best oysters of my life in San Francisco, all the food that I've eaten in New Orleans. I drew France up here in the corner because that has been my big touchstone for traveling and having culinary adventures. All the way to my grandma's house, Spencer, Iowa, home of grandma's cinnamon rolls, and my husband's famous quote, "I didn't drive 5 hours to eat KFC." Long story there, but hey, that could be a whole essay that I write. So an actual geographical map is another option for your mind map for food. So your assignment this week is to create a food map of your own. You can create this with an electronic tool if you have one that you particularly like, or with good old paper and pencil. The purpose of the exercise is to stimulate your brain to think about the autobiographical, cultural, and emotional connections that you have with various types of food. The ideas generated will help you come up with topics to write about for our writing assignments, such as poems and personal essays, as well as teaching you how to mind map, which is a wonderful tool for writers of any genre. And last but not least, your food maps will help me get to know all about you. So your assignment is to upload your food map. I hope to make it so that everyone can view each other's work. If you take a look at the rubric, that should give you a rough guide of what I'm looking for with this. Really push for those autobiographical, cultural, and emotional connections. This map will provide you with amazing ideas for your future writing assignments in this class, and I hope that you refer to it time and again when searching for inspiration. Please email or message me with questions, and don't forget to have fun.